Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome back to the channel. So it's a Tuesday evening, and I've decided tonight I'm going to make a start on the Dodo installation, purely for the fact that I'm running out of other jobs that I can actually get done before I start sorting out electrics. It's going to a good friend of mine next week for electrics. He's going to give me a hand because he runs a camper van renovation place, I think I said on my first video, and he's kindly said, look Ben, we've got some free time next week, why don't you get the van in and we'll get first fix done on it. So happy days. So it's going in next week to have first fix done on all the electrics, but I just thought where the installation's going to go on all these panels, they're not going to be running any cables because we've already gone through it and we've marked everything out, etc. I've also done, which is always good to do, I'm sure everyone does this, done a little board here with it's backwards because I'm filming the other way, but basically just showing my energy system, my lighting, my shower, what's going in where, blah 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 blah, and I've then obviously marked everything out where I want it. Obviously on my last video we had a really successful day. Took a little bit longer to get things sorted after I messed a few things up with the Max Air fan framework, wasn't quite wide enough, but we're good and we're all installed with the Max fan. I'm happy with that. Where are you? There it is. It's nice and solid. I have ordered a different cover to go on it rather than the standard one that comes with it. I'm going to put the LED one on with the little blind because I think that will just finish it off. But I'm happy with that. We've had some rain, it's not leaking, it's nice and solid on there, so yeah, happy days. Reverse light camera is all fixed and done, and I've got it wired up exactly how I want it now. I was contemplating on changing it just because I didn't really like the little screen. I preferred the square screen I had last time, but actually now it's all mounted and it's all fixed properly and it works as it should when you put it into reverse. I'm happy with it. So 2 good jobs done the other day. So now we're on to the installation and we're going to be using Dodo Thermo liner. I have got the acoustic insulation. It's 12mm thick, with the foil fronting on it, and we're going to place it on the panels on here where I've done the sound deadening, and obviously where we're not cutting out any windows, etc. So we're going to try and get some of that done tonight and maybe foil tape it off just so it's sort of, you know, underway. At least that's another job ticked off. As you can see, the kitchen's slowly coming along. It has got to be raised up. It's just sat on the floor at the minute, just purely for the fact that I'm driving round and I don't want it flopping around everywhere. So I put a couple of G clamps on, just holding it onto the bed. We've cut the solid oak worktop down, which was a bargain. I love that. We've got that at a good price. And we've got a nice offcut on the floor here, which is 800 long, which we're going to router all the edges off and make into a nice table along the line. So yeah, things are slowly moving on, but tonight's job is mainly let's get the installation done and tick that off the list, because at the weekend I've decided to take it upon myself, purely due to my background. I used to do a lot of car body repairs and spraying myself for a long time. I'm actually decided I'm going to respray the van. So yeah, it's a white van at the minute, as you can see. It's just a white van. It's just a white van. That's all it is. White van, man. We are actually going to go moss grey, and we're going to do all the black bits in the Raptor paint, so it's a bit of a textured paint. We've got some new wheels and tyres on the way. I cannot wait to see this thing in moss grey. It's going to be absolutely awesome. And there's my trusty old little Iveco. It is sold, but the guy's waiting to collect it, so it's just sat on the drive at the minute. But yeah, anyway, enough of me rattling on. Let's do a time lapse and get some of this installation on and make headwind. To work with. Let me just adjust you there. So basically I'm just measuring it up for each panel using a Sharpie pen to scribe out the corners, just to get that nice sort of cut on it, and then just sort of placing it in and moving it on. This one I'm just sort of trimmed around the pillars, just so when it sits up in here like this, it sits nice and flat on the panel. And I've just trimmed around the pillars here like that, so it just sits around there, so it's nice and flat and it's not raised off, and it can just sit on there nicely, and that works really well. Yeah, I think it's going well. Let's get the rest of this done. Well, this is a time-consuming job, that's for sure. It's 8:55 Tuesday evening. I've had a bit of dinner. Thought I'd come back in and just show you what I've done so far. So I've done these panels here. Makes a hell of a difference, I tell you. And then I've gone around and foiled all the edges. Still got all my channels in here, which is nice to run all the cables when we do the first fix. We've done these panels here. I'm not doing that one because we're having a window up there, but we probably will do the bottom of it once the window's in. Same on the other side because we're having two little windows. So we've got those bits to do. Obviously the ceiling. Done these bits here over by the kitchen. Just got to take that bit up, and I'm just going to do a couple of bits on the roof lining here. Roof lining on the roof, just to see how far we can get. Dodo have changed their, just pop you back in. Dodo have changed their boxes. It used to come 12 millimeters. It used to come in a 10 meter roll. It's now 6 meters. So yeah, so you lose a little bit, but hey ho. Anyway, it's definitely starting to take shape. I have to say I'm really actually uber excited about respraying it in moss grey. As I said, you know, some people probably think I'm mad, you know, and it's a lot of work, but it's costing me, I'll be honest, it will cost me to do the van because I'm doing it all myself, and a friend of mine is going to help me whilst he's painting some of the van. I'll paint some of the bumpers and vice versa. The paint cost me £280, including that, for 5 litres of RAL 7003, which is moss grey, and the hardener, because I got it trade. And then obviously it's just my time, because my friend who I used to work with, he's not charging me to use his place, which is lovely of him. So I'll get to put it in a nice big oven in a booth. So we'll mask it all up with 320, sand it all off like I used to do when I used to paint all the taxis. So 320 sand it, key up all the edges. I'm not doing in the door shuts because, to be honest with you, most of it is all going to be covered, like the side sliding door. That's all going to be covered up and carpeted or whatever we're going to do. The back doors are going to be the same. If it really irritates me, I might just blow the front doors in on the front of the shuts where you see it. But do you know what I mean? I'm not really too fussed. But I think it's going to look quite cool. So it's going to be moss grey on the outside, satin black ladder, black wheels, black bonnet guard, black wind effectors on the windows, and then black sort of stickers and detail. It's got the black Max air fan. I think it's a good colour combo. So yeah, hopefully by the end of play Sunday, we'll have a moss grey van. That's the plan anyway. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get sticking. Bloody hard work this, isn't it? I tell you, my wife always says to me, Ben, why'd you put yourself under so much pressure? Every year, without fail, I'm doing something. I'm doing a boat build, van build or bloody a house build or something stupid, something mad. But it keeps me going, keeps the mind active, which is good. But yeah, I do kind of put myself under a bit of pressure. I'm aiming to have this done by the end of March. We are on the 30th of January on a Tuesday night at 21:34, sticking bloody insulation to the ceiling. We haven't got any wires in yet, but we've got the max fan in, we've got the reverse camera done, we've got the insulation in, windows are coming next week. It will all start coming in, you know, the bed's in, floors in, subfloors in, kitchen worktops cut, units are in. We're not doing too bad, I don't think, considering I only started this van. I bought this 2 weeks ago? No, 2 weeks ago. Anyway, you've got to pull a few night shifts, haven't you, to get things done. But we're making progress, slow and steady. It'd be good to hear some feedback from you guys. Why are you doing a van build? What's your motive for doing a van build? What's inspired you to do a van build? I think, as I touched on the subject previously in my first video, after seeing Atwheel's whereabouts and a few other people putting them up, I just thought, that's a bit of me. You know, I mean, I've been brought up around cars, boats and all sorts of things fun, and yeah, vans, definitely. Camping in the middle of nowhere, travelling around the world, around the country, whatever it may be, even if it's just a little weekend away. I love all that sort of shit, you know. I love hiking, I do loads of hiking, why I haven't done this sooner is beyond me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this completed and spending some good quality time with the wife in it and exploring. I think our first port of call will probably be somewhere like Wales, because it's not too far from us, like 4 or 5 hours, a bit less than that. And I'd like to do Scotland, the NC 500, the old, everyone does it, but yeah, the views look insane, and there's loads of hiking over there as well. And then eventually, this year for sure, we'll do France through to Germany, and up through to Austria hopefully. So do some skiing out there and that'll be good. So we've got to make sure this is done right. I mean, I could be, hello Reva Diva, you gonna come say hello? Wait. That's my house hippo. It's an English bulldog. Yeah, so hopefully we've done it all right. I don't know, I'm winging it. If I'm totally honest, I wing everything, and I'm just winging this. I'm taking pointers off people, and you know, what's the worst that can happen? We'll just have to redo bits, but there we go. Anyway, enough of me blabbing on. Let's finish this cup of joe. Get the last bit of tape on, and then I'm going to call it a night, have a hot bath and run through some more diagrams and stuff on my phone.